That fight's going to happen. Hopefully he beats Jeff Horn and gets that belt. And like I said, I want to be undisputed welterweight champion of the world. So when he does get that belt, we can make it happen in the future.
What I'm saying, this is what I read it all too. Terrence Crawford, wait till he get a belt.
Yeah.
He ain't did nothing in the welterweight today. When he get a belt, you want to go over there. Keith Thurman want to go over there, and now y'all want to say, "Oh, I ain't fought nobody," but I got a belt now, so
okay.
Sean Porter got a belt too. So now
Sean Porter got a belt too. Sean Porter. So why won't I go to the easy road and knock Sean Porter out? Why wouldn't I?
Look at this dude.
Why wouldn't I?
Oh, well, everybody know who I want next. I want Terrence Crawford next.
Well, it's only one fight they talking about, and that's Spence. Whenever you're ready, I'm here.
What's going on, you guys? As we still patiently waiting for the announcement of the eventual showdown between Errol the Truth, Big Fish Spence Jr. and Terrence Bud Kumite Crawford, boxing fans are watching a lot of other fights being made. But when is the fight that we all been talking about? When is it going to be announced? Hit that like button for your boy William Bushido Boxing TV. This is where we're going to be. But you've been hearing little things, right? We've been hearing that the purse, they got a guarantee now. Now, Spence and Crawford both got a guarantee, right? This is, look, okay? Don't take it with a grain of salt, folks. This is just what the streets is saying right now. But we don't know if any of this is true. But what we do know is that they are in negotiations, and we should be expecting an announcement soon. But it's been a long time coming, man. Really, we should have been talking about the rematch or even a trilogy by now. So many other fighters from other different sports even been fighting on a second, third fight. And yet and still, we still waiting on that Spence Crawford fight. There's been a lot of back and forth over the years between the two fan bases. Errol Spence fans, Terrence Crawford fans, been going back and forth at each other's necks for years. Who's ducking who? Who's the reason why it is? Oh, well, he on the wrong side of the street. He signed to the wrong promoter, right? He's hiding. Like, you name it, right? But now we waiting for the next chapter. We waiting for the next chapter as to once this thing is signed, sealed, and delivered, then we can actually talk about the actual fight. The actual fight between Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. Errol Spence, we haven't seen him in the ring in quite some time. But you'll have to take your hat off to him if he hops right in the ring against a guy like Terrence Bud Crawford. Coming off the accident, coming off of the layoff, and hopping right in the ring with Terrence Crawford says a lot about Errol Spence, despite him seemingly being reluctant. Yes, I'm still on that. Being reluctant on fighting Crawford. Yes, that never changed. That was the energy at one particular time. Then it became an ego thing, right? Between both guys, a big ego thing where Crawford's like, oh, well, then I'm not doing nothing until I get 50-50. Like, it was a really pissing contest between two top fighters, right? It turned into that. Then it turned into a situation where Crawford was on the wrong side of the street. He's dealing with the wrong people. Oh, well, he don't need this. Well, he don't want the fight unless he want to come over here and, all this other stuff, right? Got to get a belt, fight Sean Porter. It's a lot of different things. Take the easy road. It was a lot of different things that was said over the years. And this is all documented. I'm not sitting here capping. Right? And watching it happen, I'm looking at it like, well, Terrence Crawford don't necessarily strike me as a guy that shy away from any type of challenge. I mean, this is a multi-divisional champion. He's a dude who, if you pull up to him, he'll fight you. And every fighter that we've seen pull up to Crawford, addressing him for a fight, whether it was Kell Brook, Jose Benavidez, next thing we know, those dudes was in the ring fighting him. But when we seen that happen with Errol Spence, well, here we are, about 3 or 4 years later, we still waiting on an official announcement for the fight. And my energy is this, right? Errol Spence Jr. should have been tackled that task. Yeah, that's right. If you was the guy the big dog in the welterweight division. Crawford's coming to your division, right? You let him sit around in your division too long, bro. And now that skinny lightweight who's lighting the ass has grown into a full-blown welterweight that's still running over and stopping everybody that's in his path. So did you wait too long, right? Not to mention, Crawford's closing in on 40 fights. He got more knockouts than a lot of these guys got fights. And Crawford is a boxer right now, right? Independent fighter. He's hustling. Terrence Bud Crawford out here hustling. He don't necessarily have a home, but he out here hustling. And for years, he was, what they call him, top ranked Toby and all this other stuff, right? But now that he's finally free and independent and trying to do his own thing out here, now they saying he needs a promoter. Now they saying, like, come on, can't win for losing. But it's looking good. It's looking good other than some of the things that may have happened in the past. The actual matchup itself, well, you already know who your boy got winning. You already know who your boy got winning. I think Terrence Crawford is all wrong for Errol Spence Jr. All wrong for him. I'm not quite sure if PBC was banking or counting on Errol Spence to eventually fight Terrence Crawford, right? So you would think that they will put him in the ring with a guy that can move around a little bit, because let's be real. Last time we seen Errol Spence in there with somebody that can move around was in the amateurs against a Kazakhstan fighter. And let's be honest, he lost that fight and he didn't look good in that fight. A guy that was quicker on the feet, giving them angles, real crafty, didn't look good. And as a professional, you never seen him in there with that type of guy. So when he hops in there with a guy like Terrence Crawford, will he be ready for that type of style? That caliber of a fighter, right? But it seemed like Errol Spence, despite all that, right? Despite my pick, I told you guys many times that I do like Errol Spence Jr. Otherwise, I wouldn't even talk about him. But I also feel that if he had been more assertive in making this fight happen, it would have happened. But now I think things is a little bit different. A lot of other fights in the sport are being made, and it'll be a black eye for both guys if they don't get in the ring with each other. It'll be a huge black eye for boxing. It'll be a black eye for both fighters. And fans will be pretty upset at the fact that we just never got that fight for whatever reason. But like I said, you guys, we just simply got to wait on the announcement. It's been a long time arguing with the Spence and Crawford fans. And if you go back to some of my original videos on the original channel, early on, when I first started talking about this fight, I said early on that it's going to get ugly between the Spence and Crawford fans. This civil war between the two fan bases who, let's be honest, all of us was fans of both guys under the same umbrella. But once this rivalry started, it kind of almost started a civil war. And now it's gotten ugly over the years. Back and forth, fans going back and forth, who's ducking who. It got really, really ugly. Fans damn near fighting each other in the comment section. Right? Fans, guys that were friends before, falling out over the Spence Crawford debate. It got really, really nasty. This is why this fight needs to happen. So we can have some closure on this thing once and for all. But I'm rooting for these brothers to make it happen. I'm rooting for them to get it done. I'm rooting for them to make it to the ring 100% and give the fans the fight of a lifetime. That's what I'm counting on, right? Even though, realistically, in my opinion, I think I think Terrence Crawford is a bad matchup for Errol Spence, but I could be wrong, right? I could be wrong. But from what I've seen from Terrence Crawford, even though he hasn't had a marquee name in there with him, and it's not his fault. Despite what they like to say, it's not his fault. Terrence Crawford is a guy, if you press him, address him, you will be seeing him in that ring soon, right? But he fought a lot of different styles. A lot of different guys, bigger guys, punchers, guys that can move around, guys that can box, short guys, bulldogs. He fought them all, right? He take them how they come. Errol Spence hasn't quite fought a various amount of different styles. A lot of the guys, other than Sean Porter, right, who was the more dynamic guy he faced, a lot of other guys was kind of just standing right in front of Errol Spence Jr. Terrence Crawford isn't that type of fighter. But with all that said, you guys, I can't wait till the official announcement. It's been one of those things to where we getting all these other fights in the sport. We've seen all these other things come into place. And the fight that we've been talking about the most, at least on this side of the internet, but it's been really quiet, right? It's been really quiet from all parties. Last thing we heard from Bud was we at the end. You know, Errol Spence said hopefully it all makes sense in a few weeks. And we haven't heard anything about Keith Thurman, right? So, yeah, for the people who still in doubt, just wait a little bit longer, right? We waited this long. We might as well see this thing through to the end. But I'm expecting to hear an announcement relatively soon. They said these guys are going to be returning in July or June. So, yeah, we're going to see how this thing plays out. We could get an announcement today. We can get it tomorrow. We get it sometime next week. But for one thing for sure, I expect an announcement. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.